Masculinity, it used to be celebrated, respected, and even admired. Men were seen as protectors, providers, and builders of society. But today, masculinity is under attack. Society has shifted dramatically over the last few decades, and in the process, we've witnessed the slow death of traditional masculinity. Men are being told that their natural traits are toxic, that their roles in relationships and families are outdated, and that their very identity is a problem. In this video, we're going to explore how society is failing men, from education and the workplace to relationships and mental health. The challenges men face today are unprecedented. By the end of this video, you'll see why masculinity isn't the problem, it's the key to a balanced and thriving society. Let's get started. Before we get into the specifics, let's talk about how masculinity is being defined, or redefined, by modern society. The term toxic masculinity has become a catch-all phrase to describe behaviors associated with men, but it's rarely used to make distinctions. Strength, assertiveness, and leadership, traits that used to be praised, are now seen by many as inherently problematic. Instead of teaching men to channel these traits in healthy ways, society tells them to suppress them entirely. But masculinity itself is not toxic. It's how you use it that matters. When men are stripped of their ability to express these natural traits, they're left feeling lost and directionless. And this brings us to our next point, how this shift is affecting men in education and the workplace. Boys and men are falling behind in almost every metric of success. In schools, boys are more likely to be labeled as disruptive, fall behind in grades, or drop out altogether. One reason for this is that schools are increasingly structured to favor traits traditionally associated with girls, like sitting still, being compliant, and following instructions. Meanwhile, boys, who tend to be more energetic and hands-on, are seen as problems to fix rather than students to nurture. This trend continues into the workplace. While programs to empower women have created opportunities, they've also unintentionally sidelined men. Industries are increasingly focused on promoting diversity, sometimes prioritizing gender over merit. This leaves many qualified men feeling undervalued and excluded. The result? A generation of men who feel like there's no place for them in a world that once relied on their contributions. The challenges don't stop in education or the workplace. They extend into the realm of relationships, where men are increasingly unsure of their roles. For decades, men were raised to believe that they were supposed to be providers, protectors, and leaders in their families. But today, those roles are being rejected, leaving men with no clear direction. Women are encouraged to embrace independence and break away from traditional roles, which is their right. But many still expect men to uphold their traditional roles, like paying for dates, taking the lead, and offering financial stability. This contradiction creates confusion and frustration. Men are told to be softer, more sensitive, and less assertive. But when they adopt these traits, they're labeled weak or unattractive. The message men receive is clear. No matter what you do, it's wrong. The death of masculinity isn't just affecting men's success in life, it's taking a serious toll on their mental health. Men today face higher rates of depression, anxiety, and suicide than ever before. They're taught to suppress their emotions and keep quiet about their struggles, even as society tells them to be more vulnerable. This creates a toxic cycle. Men feel like they can't express their feelings, which leads to emotional isolation and despair. One major reason for this crisis is that men no longer have a clear sense of purpose. Without strong male role models or a societal framework that values their contributions, many men are left drifting, unsure of who they are or what they're meant to do. This isn't just a personal issue, it's a societal one. When men are mentally and emotionally broken, the entire foundation of society suffers. So why does masculinity matter? Why should society care about the death of masculinity? Because masculinity, when channeled correctly, is a force for good. It's men who built civilizations, protected communities, and drove innovation. Masculine traits like strength, courage, and resilience aren't just valuable, they're necessary. Healthy masculinity creates leaders, protectors, and problem solvers. It fosters responsibility and discipline, qualities that are critical for raising strong families and maintaining stable societies. When men are empowered to embrace these traits in positive ways, everyone benefits. So what can men do in a world that's failing them? How do we reclaim masculinity and rebuild the foundation of manhood? First, men need to focus on personal growth. Build habits that develop discipline, like regular exercise, reading, and setting goals. A strong mind and body are the foundation of masculinity. Second, seek out strong male role models. Whether it's a mentor, a coach, or even a like-minded friend, surround yourself with men who inspire you to be better. Third, define your values and live by them unapologetically. Don't let society's changing expectations dictate who you are. Decide what kind of man you want to be, and strive toward that vision every day. The death of masculinity isn't just a problem for men, it's a problem for society as a whole. When men are empowered to embrace their natural strengths and channel them positively, the world becomes a better place. But it starts with you. Reclaim your masculinity. Focus on growth, build strong connections, and live with purpose. The challenges are great, but so is your potential. If this message resonated with you, hit the like button. Subscribe for more content on modern masculinity, and share your thoughts in the comments. What challenges are you facing as a man today? Let's start the conversation and grow together.